Yar har, matey, I hear you want to sail the seven seas in search of booty. Sorry about that. Anyway, hello everybody, Kawaii Konoko here, back with another tutorial video, and as you can see, in this one we're going to be doing an in-depth guide of how to sail the seven seas, or, as everyone knows it, the Isle of Lost Skulls. In this video, we'll be covering the variety of weapon classes, enemy types, some tips and tricks, and of course, the scoring and rewards. And of course, there will be timestamps in the description down below, so that if you have a weapon, enemy type, or some other item that you want covered, you won't have to watch the entire video to get to that. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Weapons, a vital item in every quest. It's the one thing that keeps you and your teammates alive. Some have little to no durability, and others have so much to infinite durability. Some weapons are strong, whereas others are very, very weak. In order for you to get a better understanding of these weapons, I've broken them down into small categories. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our first weapon choice. When using against enemies becomes damaged, breaks after 5 attacks. Obtained by defeating Swash Buckler skeletons or found throughout the stages. Insta-kill when using against enemies, though breaks after the first attack. It can be found sitting throughout the stages in random locations. Long-ranged melee attack, yet is weak and breaks after 3 attack uses. It is not dropped by any specific enemy type and can be found throughout the stages. Long-ranged melee that can be found in several places, usually near boats. This weapon breaks after 3 uses. Close-range melee that can be found either hanging on ceilings in kitchens or shops, or swimming underwater. They deal 2 damage if you swing with them, however if you throw them, they deal only 1 damage. Close-range melee that can be found in the kitchen. It's an insta-kill upon hit, yet breaks after 3 uses. Item may be found by cannons or in the cave. It can be used to damage and block attacks, but is extremely weak. Best to stick with other weapons. Item may be found in crates, and found throughout the stages. It's thrown by bottle skeletons and can be thrown at enemies. Item is similar to the bottle, yet explodes upon impact. It may be found sitting around in certain areas throughout the stages, thrown by jug skeletons. Item may be found laying around in the kitchen and bar areas, and are very similar to how bottles work. Item may be found in the bar and throughout the stages. It's very similar to how the bottle works. Item may be found in the town and does no damage to enemies. Item is thrown by Gibbet skeletons. When thrown, the player has 4 seconds to pick up or catch the bomb to throw it back or at enemies around. Item can be either dropped by skeleton pistoleers or found on and after the beach area. Keep in mind that once fired, you'll have to reload it. In order to do so, you can either cock back the hammer of the pistol or throw it up and flip it upside down. This weapon may only be fired twice before breaking. Weapon can be found mainly on ships. It has a small turn radius, but hits hard with its explosive shells. In order to fire this, you must first grab a nearby torch and bring it close to the fuse of the cannon to light it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. A freaking blunderbuss? There's no way. Well, there actually is a blunderbuss in this quest. However, this item can only be found in the cave in a specific location. It has up to 3 shots and deals a significant amount of damage to enemies. Ah yes, enemy types. Every quest has them. And as a wise player once said, to know your enemy is winning half the battle. So, let's go ahead and break down and dive deep into each enemy in this quest so you can understand them better. First spotted on the first stage, the galley, and found onward. The enemy's main weapon is the Cutlass. You can swing all you'd like, but the only way to win this duel is to block their attack, in which stuns the skeleton, providing a brief opening for you to attack. If it's busy fighting another player, you can always come up from behind and attack it. First encountered in the galley and will appear onward. Their main weapon is the bottle, in which they throw it at the player. You can either catch the thrown bottle or attack with any weapon. First encountered on the second stage, Pirate Banquet, and onward. Very similar to the bottle skeletons, except their weapon of choice is an explosive jug, so probably wouldn't be a good idea to block their attacks. Instead, kill them as quick as you can, or if you're feeling risky, catch their bottle and throw it at them. First encountered on the third stage, High Seas. Its main weapon of choice is the Flintlock pistol. They have very good aim and can hit you whether you're close or long distance, so it's best to find some cover. They take a couple of seconds to aim and fire, so you have plenty of time to react. First encountered on the fifth stage, Gibbet Jungle, and onward. It fights within a steel cage and throws a bomb at you. It's invulnerable to any weapons except explosives, so either throw its bomb back or hit it with a jug. First encountered on the third stage, High Seas, and onward. It fights using the cannons on the ship and can take out multiple players at once. It's a good idea to kill them quickly, and they can be taken out with any weapon of your choice. Also, their turn radius is small and they never get off the cannon. First and only encountered on the last stage, Ghostbeard's Gauntlet. He floats in the air yet only moves sideways. He holds a cannon that fires once, then moves, waits for a few seconds to aim, then fires again. The only way to beat him is to use the cannons on the ship, so steady that cannon and be ready to fire and bail. With every quest, there's always some neat things you can do, whether it be finding ways to speedrun or work around to hit an enemy. In this case, I've prepared some of the finest tips and tricks to help you better your gameplay for this quest. When using melee weapons, always dual wield. It's more effective when defending and attacking. Don't run ahead of your teammates and spawn a bunch of enemies unless you're confident you can handle it. Play passive-aggressive. By this, I mean in certain moments rush the enemy and keep moving. In other moments, hide behind cover and sit back, let the enemies come to you. When using projectiles and ranged weapons, be cautious. Like any other quest, if a teammate walks in front of you or is in the way of the weapon, it will down them by friendly fire. So beware of that, especially if going for an S-rank run. If you play on screen mode, I suggest dual wielding. Have one weapon block in one of your hands and the other one is free to use to attack. It's better than swinging your sword around blatantly like a screen moder usually does. I suggest upping your sensitivity so your character can turn faster, this way allowing easier dodging. I suggest a crouch before entering a cannon. This way you can have cover while using it, since screen modes can't really crouch while using a cannon. Also use the wave emote to use your torch so you can light the cannon, as I'm doing here. When it comes to aiming, screen moders have an advantage since they have reticles, so I suggest to use them and aim in before firing at the enemy. The only disadvantage you guys have is the time it takes to reload, because you guys have a reload animation. There's not really much to say about teleporters. You guys have an advantage whenever it comes to movement and dodging projectiles and ranged weapons. The only disadvantage you guys have really is the fact that teleporting is sometimes slow. And if you're not used to it and or cracked at it like most people are, then you're going to have a very bad time playing this quest. So it's better for the majority to play on walk. On the second stage, Pirate Banquet, instead of going to the left up the stairs, go straight and climb up the platforms. This gives you an advantage against the Jug Thrower sitting near the edge of the stairs. On the same stage, after the Jug Thrower encounter, you'll enter a bar fight. It's best to take a left, climb over the counter, and chill out on the corner of the room to fight the Swash Bucklers. If you struggle, then note that there are a bunch of projectiles there and lots of jugs. On the third stage, High Seas, after you finish fighting all the enemies on your ship, some Cannoneers will spawn on the other side. Use the cannons to defeat them, and I highly advise to stay on the cannons to defeat the other enemies that spawn. If you're shot at by any Pistoleers, then duck behind your cannon. On the fourth stage, Port Plunder, where you defeat the second Jug Thrower, is a platform you may stand on, which gives you a good advantage against the Pistoleers that spawn on the roofs and the Jug Throwers that spawn in the bell tower. On the fifth stage, Gibbet Jungle, coming to the lakeshore, rush the upper platforms with paddles while your teammates take out the two enemies that spawn above in the front. Before entering the cave, stock up on Flintlocks. It'll make fighting the various pirate skeletons easier, and save space for that juicy BlunderBuss. On the seventh stage, Sunken Ship, pass the two puzzle pieces underwater. On the dock, a bunch of swashbucklers will spawn along with two Pistoleers. If you can't hit your shot to take out the Pistoleers, then either hide behind the crates or hide behind the cannon and focus on the swashbucklers. On the final stage, Ghostbeard's Gauntlet, use the cannons to take out the skeletons, and if you get overran, then hide under the captain's quarters past the stairs, and use two swords to defeat the overwhelming swashbucklers. Note, Ghostbeard shouldn't be able to hit you there. Ah, yes. The system every quester is familiar with. This quest scoring system follows that of Jumbotron and Golden Trophy. Earning gold along the way, though gold isn't what's being scored. It's simply just a currency you can use to buy items in the quest shop. Now, you may be asking yourself, if that's not what I'm being scored on, then what is? Well, like Crescendo, there's a hidden scoring system called Combat Rank. This is achieved by defeating enemies in which grants you a specific amount of points. And of course, some enemies gives you the same amount as others gives you greater. Here are the point values granted from defeating enemies. And of course, depending on the amount of deaths you and your team had, will grant you with a certain score, which awards you items specific to that rank. I will now put the items and ranks on the screen for you to see now. If at any point you fail this quest at any stage, don't be discouraged, because you can continue from where you left off by simply hitting the continue button in the main lobby. However, by doing this, you yield the potential of getting a higher rank and are guaranteed a C rank, so if you wish to get a higher rank, it'd be wise to start over the entire quest.
So get out there, ye scurvy dog. Protect and collect me precious pirate booty.
Hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, then leave a like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below telling me what kind of tutorials/videos you'd like to see next on this channel. And remember, if you don't like the content, you can always unsubscribe later. Never hurts anyone. With that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and I will see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.